Hey, uh, I'm gonna do a video. This is the second one today. How special is that? How special is that? Y'all get double dosed of terribleness. But my chin is getting more and more saggy. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I mean, I hate it. I can't help it. But we gonna talk about. Let me make sure the volume on this thing is wide open. Okay. Anyway, Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming, Christmas time's coming, and I know I'm going home. I'm already home, but that's just a song. Daddy used to sing that a lot. He'd sing that Christmas, song, and that was about the only one he'd sing. That's about the only lyrics he knew. Anyway, uh, let's see. Let's talk about Christmas. I'm going to tell you about one of my favoriteest Christmas presents ever. And I may have already told this story. I don't know. Anyway, maybe you'll enjoy it. I know that the kids won't. Uh, them youngins, they probably won't enjoy it because it ain't got nothing to do with video games. But when I was a kid, we had toys like regular toys, plastic things and such. Well, one year for Christmas, me and my little brother got uh, toy 18 wheelers. Now, mine, I don't know what scale it was, but this thing was like 3 foot long. I don't know, it might not have been that long, but it was pretty good size little deal. But it was I want to say Nylint, but it could have been Ertl or something like that. Anyway, it was Golden Eagle Express was the name of on the side of the truck, and there were several different versions of that same toy. Mine was gold, not even gold. Well, it had gold on it, but it was like the color gold, but it was like a dark bronze or like a metallic brown kind of color. Anyway, it was beautiful. Anyway, I got that for Christmas. Now I'm saying this to you, that ain't my favoriteest toy, but it was one of them, and I kept it longer than any other toy I've ever had in my life. Matter of fact, inside in there in the bedroom right now, I still have it. So, there's that. And one of these days I'll dig it out. I know where the tractor part of it is, but I don't know where the trailer part is right offhand. Anyway, anyway, uh, back when and Luke, my little brother Luke, y'all don't know him, but he passed on in 2011. Anyway, he got uh, one too. He got a what his was different than mine in that mine was a like a long nose kind of deal. His was a cab over, and I can't remember what his sit on the side or whatever, but I do remember that it was like white and light blue colored, and it was a cab over, and it was really cool. I liked it a lot. Anyway, we got those toys and we played with those trucks like it was going out of style. We enjoyed them thoroughly. Uh, and so, like a year or two, I don't know if it was that very next year or 2 years later, my granddaddy, my mother's father, he was a woodworker. He could build things out of wood. He was just a genius at stuff like that. He was mainly a farmer, and he worked in a factory in the wintertime. But mainly he was a farmer. But he had a wood shop where he built things. He built like porch swings and rocking chairs and things like that. And then of course, uh, things he needed for the farm. He would build. Uh, anyway, the one year for Christmas, he built me a 18 wheeler out of wood. It was uh, It was wonderful. It had wood wheels. Everything was wood. The axles was like nails, some kind of nail. It was awesome, and it was like a weird color, like a pea green, like a seafoam pea green. I don't know. It's a green, light green color, and I never will forget it. It was a wonderful, wonderful toy, and I wish that I had put it up and just saved it forever, but it was such a great toy that I played with the thing till it just fell apart. I mean,
new message, standing by.
It rotted. I played with it so much and it got wet, and we played outside with it and everything. But anyway, my little brother got one similar to it. We played. I'm talking about we played outside in the dirt. We built roads. I bet me and my little brother built more roads than uh, Mississippi's got. We we built a lot of roads in the yard with our we had trucks, we had road graders, we had little old, the same company that made them trucks made like road grader like toys, and all kind of dump trucks we had. Everybody remembers the old Tonka truck dump trucks. We had those. Those were great. And but that wood one, boy, I tell you what, I loved it. It's a flatbed. It didn't have uh, like a trailer, it was a flatbed on that truck, and I could put my Hot Wheels on there. My Matchbox cars and things like that. I could haul them dudes around. It was awesome. Good memories, really good memories. Uh, uh, Playing with the trucks and cars and things. I probably had 5 or 6 thousand through the years of Hot Wheels and Matchbox and things like that. I played with those. That was my favorite toy. Just all through the year, because Daddy would get home from work on a Friday. And Friday he'd bring us. He'd come home and he'd bring us in little chocolate footballs. Y'all probably too young to remember. Um, you know. Anyway, I don't even know if they do it overseas or not, but they used to. Back in the late 70s and early 80s, you could get little chocolates that were shaped like footballs, and they had foil wrapped over the top of the chocolates that was colored like football. It was a football color. It had the little white stripes around each end, and you know how the football looks. These back then, anyway. Anyway, he would bring us a sack full of them, and we'd eat them. While we'd get ready to go to town, we'd go town, Daddy'd have his paycheck, and we'd go and he'd cash his check, and we'd go to uh, Walmart, and first thing, me and my little brother, we want to go to toy section. Daddy, we go to toy section. Can we go to toy section, Daddy? And he'd say, come on, let's go to toy section. We go over there, and of course the first thing I'd hit that Hot Wheels section. Back then the Hot Wheels was real popular. Not so much these days. But back then the Hot Wheels and Matchbox and all those, Johnny Lightning and all those kind of cars were, there was hundreds of them. They just about a whole aisle dedicated to the car, those little cars. And they were like 40 cents a piece or something. Back then they were real cheap, like less than $50. And Daddy, he'd give me and Luke, he'd give my little brother Luke, he'd give us probably $5 or so a piece, a week or something. I can't remember how much. It was probably less than that. I can't remember money much, but he would give us some money, and I'd buy 2 or 3 cars. That's what I'd buy, every how many I could afford, and that was every week for years. I would get cars. Here's Susie. Oh, her. Okay. I'm doing a show over here. I got the video going. Okay, come on. We'll get some sugars later. Okay. Let's get some. Let's look in here. Say hello, Susie. Tutti. Heard the cheerleader today. Yeah, heard the cheerleader. Oh yeah. She been asleep. She been over on the couch asleep. Yeah. Come on now. Anyway. But yeah, Christmas was good back then. We didn't have a lot. We didn't have a lot of stuff like they have these days. So you gonna lay down? Good girl. Come on. There you go. Lay down there. Good girl. We didn't have like big feasts. I mean, sometimes we had big feasts and stuff when we went to folks' house, but for us, I mean, we'd have a ham, or we'd have a turkey, and it wouldn't be a big giant one. It'd be just a little one, and we'd have, a fairly decent meal, and pie or something. Mama was a good cook. Mama could cook her butt off. But anyway. But as far as Christmas presents now, we one year Santa Claus, well, probably a lot more than 1 year. There was several times. Santa Claus would bring us an apple, an orange, and a little old sack of nuts. I ain't trying to be dirty. I ain't trying to be funny with that. I'm saying it's a little sack with mixed nuts in it. And the nuts wasn't shelled. They still had the shell on them. They didn't even do that bad. I don't think they even shelled them for you back then. They do now, because people they won't eat nuts if they have to shell them themselves. But a little sack with nuts in it, mixed nuts. And of course, we know there's gonna be a special Christmas when we get up Christmas morning and we'd see Daddy had brought his hammer out, because we know we'd be cracking nuts, with a hammer on Christmas morning. And sometimes we get them orange slices. I don't know if y'all ever had them. The orange slices is covered in sugar, and they little orange shaped.
Call me warrior!
There's Tanya just texted me at 15 after 10. I don't know if you could even hear that. I don't know if you could hear that on the video. The sound, her notification sound is some kind of heavy metal type deal that says "Call Me Warrior." It's some kind of song. I don't know. I don't listen to that type of music very much, and so I don't know the name of it or whatever. I just found it on Zedge because I was going through trying to find notification sounds for when people text me, and I'll be able to tell them apart. And I know that "Call Me Warrior" is Tanya. Yeah, we'd get them orange slices. I liked them back in the day. That was something good. And we got these. We had a thing real popular was what they call cream drops, which is some kind of white candy confection that's covered with chocolate, and it's sort of shaped like a pointy version of the top of a mushroom kind of deal. I don't know the best way to say what it's shaped like. Anyway, we didn't call them cream drops, even though that's what it had wrote on the bag. We called it something else. We don't say anymore. We don't say them kind of things anymore because we grew up. But we had those a lot. And circus peanuts. Y'all ever have circus peanuts? And I ain't talking about peanuts. I'm talking about it's candy. It's like a foam kind of It's sweet, and it's like an orange color, and it's really good. They're really delicious, and you can eat about 80,000 of them because once you bite into them, it's almost like cotton candy. Like the more you chew it, they dissolve into nothingness. Anyway, we get those, and hard all kind of hard candies, and especially grandma's houses. My mama and my grandma's house, they'd have that's ribbon candy. I don't know if y'all ever had ribbon candy, but they'd have that, and it was so good. And usually, if people didn't come over to visit them enough and eat all the candy up, they'd save it for the next year, and they'd bring it out, and it'd be like, instead of it being a bunch of different ribbon candies, it'd be like one solid chunk of sort of melted together ribbon candy chunk, you know. And so you'd have to break the hammer out again and sort of tap it and break it apart where you could eat pieces of it. Yeah, it was something else. But Christmas back in the day, I'm talking about, we used to, me and my little brother, we played. We had toys a lot, you know. We had a lot of toys we played with, but there was years, you know, like I was talking about, there was years, lean years, where we would get orange, you know, an apple, an orange. Well, sometimes we'd get two apples and two oranges. It just depended, you know, apple to orange, you know, and some nuts. And we always had a real pretty tree. Of course, back then they didn't have plastic trees like they got now. Well, they may have had them, but we didn't have them because, you know, we was rednecks. We didn't have no plastic tree. We went out to the woods. The woods was like right next door. It was like you walk outside and there's trees everywhere right there, you know. So you just go out, and all year long you'd be looking at the one tree, you know, a tree that's gonna be a good Christmas tree right there, you know. And we go out, and Daddy to get his axe, and we chopped down a little old tree, you know. And then we never did get no big giant ones, you know. We had medium-sized ones, you know. And Mama had some really pretty ornaments, and we would put them on there. And every year she always made sure to get one real pretty star on the top, you know. Excuse me. And most of the time, the star on top of the tree was made out of tinfoil. Because Mama would get the back of a notebook, the cardboard part. Excuse me while I get a drink. Oh, that's good coffee. My goodness. Anyway, she'd get the back of a notebook, and she'd draw out a star, and then she'd take her scissors and cut it out, and then she'd go and get a couple of sheets of, medium-sized hunk of tinfoil and wrap it, and it'd be pretty shiny, you know. And of course, she always wanted lights on the tree. Now, we didn't have lights on the tree all the time, but sometimes, you know, we'd get some and they'd work, and we'd have lights on the tree. Now, this is more towards when I was getting older, because when I was real young, you know, the middle 70s and stuff like that, we didn't need no lights on no tree. But on towards the 80s and stuff like that, early 80s and stuff, we'd get lights on the tree. But and she would get them lights when we'd have the lights. Usually they was hand-me-down lights, like some of the family, you know, they'd get new lights and they'd give us the old lights, and we'd have to go through there and make sure all the bulbs is working. And well, that was a job sometimes, because back then they didn't have them big old bulbs. They was little old bitty sharp little pointy things, and you had to go there and you end up bleeding or what. It was just, they broke so easy anyway, because most time they was old. Most time they was pretty old, you know, already brittle, you know, from sitting out in somebody's garage all year long, and then bringing them in, and they'd be all like dry rotted or whatever. Anyway, but she'd get them lights, you know, and wrap them around the tree and everything. And she'd try to keep a little extra lights up there to put up on the star, so that when the light would blinker or flash or whatever, it would reflect off of that tin foil. And she's like, that is the prettiest part right there. When that light reflects off that tin foil, oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, but yep, good old days. Now they're all gone. I'm the only one left. I got my older brother Terry, but he didn't grow up with us. I mean, he would come and visit sometimes, but he lived with his grandmother, his mother's mother, and he would come visit with us sometimes. But anyway, but now Mama and Daddy and Luke, all three of them gone, and it's me now. And for 100 years of just thinking about it, it's like you'd have thought I'd have been the first one to die, from just fatness, Everybody was like, that boy gonna be dead before he turns 20 or whatever, Everybody just, Anyway, that's that. Oh Lord, 21 minutes. It's gonna take all night to load, or maybe it won't on this phone. This is a new phone. I don't know how long it'll take. The old phone, it would take all night. It might take that on this one too. Anyway, I'm gonna go because y'all don't want to watch no 20-minute long video. Maybe I'll watch part of it and then save the rest for later or something like that, because I know 20 minutes is a long time to watch a video. Because y'all got busy lives. I understand. I know how it is. But anyway, I love you, and I appreciate everything you do for me, watching me ramble on, and giving me somebody to talk to, because tonight's one of them nights where, Facebook and stuff is about the only people that are talking to me, and I wanted to talk to people on the phone, but nobody really wants to talk on the phone tonight. So anyway, y'all take care, and I love you, and tell me something you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. Anyway, y'all have a Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you between now and then, I'm going to try my best. I really will. But anyway, and have a good week, and good night.